Alright, so today I'm going on an adventure. Me, Jacob, and Lex, we're going to head out to San Antonio and we're going to go pick up a short block. It's going to be a Gen 2 Coyote short block, and hopefully it all works out, and hopefully within a month we get the Mustang back on the road and running. So stay tuned. Alrighty, so we went to Los Bolitos for some tacos since we were in San Antonio. Got the short block. It's looking good, So now it's time back to H-Town. Get the fuck out of San Antonio. Alright guys, so I started getting parts in, so I wanted to go ahead and show you what I've done so far. This is the Gen 2 short block. Big shout out to Slow Mock Racing. He hooked me up with this short block for a real good price. So now I just gotta put all the parts from my old engine, which is now in the backyard, most of that stuff, onto this. So all the parts are pretty much in. Now we're just putting, the puzzle together. I already got my motor mounts on it. I got the Gen 2 adapter for the oil filter, and then this is the creme of the crop right here. MMR Hurricane oil pump, billet oil pump gears, sprocket. So yeah, I can't wait to get this thing all put together. That's everything we have now. I also have, I don't have it out here, but the pickup tube on the bottom. I got the high flow one, just because nothing's wrong with my old one. It's just, since a bunch of metal and shit got in it, I didn't want to, risk putting that back on and then having a bunch of metal shavings go through all my oil passages and everything. So everything oil wise, other than the pan and the little windage tray, that thing, that's the only two things oil wise I'm taking off my old engine and putting on this one. Everything else is new oil pump, new sprocket, new oil pickup thing, everything. So I'm gonna keep on chugging away and see y'all later. So got the high flow pickup tube. It took me a little bit because I needed that off my old block. So if you're putting this together and this does not fit on the bolt down there, it's because you need that little adapter thing, and then boom, fucking fits. So yeah, if you have an aftermarket oil pan and the windage tray that comes with them are actually a little bit taller, so you need an even bigger spacer. MMR sells those too. So yeah, so if you don't have that little thing, you could just get another one from MMR. But I just looked at my old block, still had it, so I went and threw that on there. So now all that's left is I'm gonna go ahead and deep clean the pan, and then we'll put that on there. Though I forgot that the Ford Performance comes with a new windage tray, so I don't have to use that old one. That old one's covered in metal anyway. So all I'm really losing out of the old engine is the oil pan, and then of course the heads and all that stuff. But yeah, so everything's coming together nicely. Alright, so the engine's coming together. Got that MMR Hurricane oil pump. We got the heads on, ARP 2000 head studs. Just torqued them all down. She's looking good. Alright, so we got head bolts all torqued down. We got the cams in. Got them timed. Got that side timed. Got all the cam, whatever, tie downs on. And now it's time for the hard shit. Getting both sides timed correctly. We'll do that tomorrow. Alright, so as y'all can see, we're just cracking and lacking on this thing. Everything's already timed on both sides. I kind of missed videoing before we got the cover on, but yeah, cover's on. Got the oil pump on. Next up is to put oil in it. I want to go ahead and get everything lubed up before we put it back in. You know, put the covers on, and then go ahead and get the balancer on. Was putting it on, and then it got stuck, and I realized that it was dirty, so I took it back off. We'll get the balancer cleaned and then put it on. The balancer bolt from ARP, and I got some new oil pan bolts because we've broken like 4 of them, so I'm gonna just get all new oil pan bolts, and yeah, we're almost done. Alright, so after a couple more passes, we got all the spark plugs in, the ignition coils in on both sides, got the intake on, injectors, got the new 47-pound injectors in, that way I can run E85, and yeah, it's coming along. Still haven't put the front balancer on yet. I want to, you know, we need to put the front balancer on, and I want to go ahead and put all the accessories on outside the car, and, you know, put the belt on, that way we ain't trying to screw with it while it's in the car, because I feel like that would be a major pain. So yeah, we're getting this done. Alright, so we got the poured oil over all the cams and everything, got the valve covers on. As you saw in the last part, we got the oil water pump on. Still need to clean the balancer, that way it can smooth on, you know, go on smoothly, because it was kind of being a bitch. And yeah, it's got 8 quarts in it. She's about ready to rock and roll. So close. Alright, got the belts on, all the pulleys are on. Time to put this hoe in the car. Alright, so we got the headers on. We broke off a bolt on the AC compressor around that one right there, and so I just said screw it, we're not gonna run AC on it. I didn't have AC on the stove, so buy AC. Alright, so the engine is completely done. We got the clutch on, everything else is bolted up, looking good. Crank, yeah, no AC, because like I said, we broke the bolt off, so I'm just not going to run AC in it. So next up, tear all the AC lines out of the car, clean up the transmission, because since it's been sitting for a long time, some like grass and shit got into it. So clean up the trans, and then drop a bitch in. She'll be ready to go. Alright, so as y'all saw in the last bit, engine's pretty much ready to be dropped in. Went ahead and covered up the car for today. This is like probably been about a month and a half since I got the engine. At the beginning of this video, it's the trip to San Antonio to get the engine. This is the end of the video, a month and a half later, engine's ready to be put in. Went ahead, got all new, took out all the AC lines, got new flywheel bolts, ARP flywheel bolts, you saw that being put on. I got new slicks for the rear for when we go to the track, some Hoosier, put them on those 17-inch Cobra wheels I had some extra 17 by 9 inch Cobra wheels, went ahead and put the Hoosiers on those. I need to get some front runners. I need to get new bolts for the bell housing, just in case, because I'm tired of bolts breaking on this bitch. That's if there's anything I could tell you about doing this, it's if you take a bolt off and you don't need, like if it goes into the engine, head bolts, flywheel bolts, friggin' AC compressor bolts, friggin' oil pump bolts, whatever, buy a whole new set of bolts. I'm just stupid. You can throw them hoes away, buy new bolts. So now I'll go ahead and give y'all this. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get new bell housing bolts for the trans, that way we can hook the trans up. And as y'all can see here, this is my board of like crap. Let's see, I got the Big Red, Ford, and the Explorer. So here I got Need a tune. That way I could start getting E85. I need front runners, like I said. I have a clutch on there, but I'm not getting a clutch yet. I went ahead and ordered a new shifter. I got an MGW X-Spec Low Pro coming in. So yeah, my goal was to be done by the end of August. We may be done at the beginning of August, which would be amazing. But these are the events I'm shooting for. If y'all can see that, I got Streetcar Takeover Tulsa. I'm probably not going to go to it. I just put it on there just because I would like to. Coyote Shootout is in Dallas on the September 21st. That's pretty much going to be my first race. That's the first race I want to go to. You got TX2K Nationals the 27th through the 29th, and then Streetcar Takeover Dallas November 2nd. So there's some downtime in October. Hopefully nothing breaks, but you know, never know. But yeah, I want to take it there. It'll have 47-pound injectors, E85, Cat Delete, Lund Tune. All the suspension stuff we've already done to it. We need to get the suspension worked out because we haven't made any passes before it blew up. So, yeah, that's everything. That's the end of this video. Next video will be like after us putting it in, I guess, and then first startup and stuff like that. So yeah, stay tuned for that.